very difficult phone call. Shh. Joey Manganiello, how you doing, friend? It's Mick. You all right? Oh, yeah, we must go out again, yeah. Oh, weekend girlfriends, what? Oh, weekend girlfriends, what, my man, yeah. Oh, anytime. Joe, are you sitting down? Oh, good. You're laying down in bed. Well, you know that deathstroke suit you've got, the costume? Warner Brothers want it back. I hate hearing a grown man cry. Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down. The latest DCEU rumour is here that Idris Elba will replace Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke in the Suicide Squad. What do you think about this? This rumour has so many levels, so many explosive levels, and we're going to discuss them all. Yes, welcome to Friday's edition of the DCEU Daily. And as soon as I heard about this news this morning when I woke up, I thought I can't wait to do the video and discuss this with you guys. So first of all, it's kind of a fuck you to Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder and what they had planned for the character and what Ben was writing and going to direct for the Batman. So there is that, and that's a disappointing element. But this is Idris Elba, everyone. Idris Elba is awesome. So yes, I'm absolutely looking forward to, if this is true, of Idris Elba playing Deathstroke. Now, Joe Manganiello looks like a great guy, but the truth is, what has Joe Manganiello done apart from a few TV shows? He's not look, he's big and he looks amazing and all of that. And look, I'm sure he would have been a great Deathstroke, but this is Idris Elba. Now, of course, the elephant in the room, of course, is that Deathstroke, as far as I know, has always been white. I don't know. Look, I don't know my comics that deeply, so you'll have to comment down below. Now, of course, to some people, this is going to be really offensive, but I don't think this should be about race. Well, it should never be about race. It should be about getting the best person for the job. This is Idris Elba. I keep on telling you guys, you know, this is not a problem. But let me be clear here about kind of cultural swaps and racial swaps and kind of colour swaps and all that. It's fine as long as kind of these people understand one thing, that you can swap white characters for black characters or kind of, you know, Hispanic characters or anything like that. But it should be done the other way around. There shouldn't be one rule for one and another rule for the other, right? Because we've got this whole thing. We've had it with quite a few actors and actresses now of this labelling of whitewashing. That's hypocritical, of course, because you've got black actors all the time playing white characters. Why isn't that named something? So I'm fine with it, and I'm definitely fine with Idris Elba either playing James Bond or Deathstroke, because Idris Elba is extremely talented and really awesome. But as I say, it's got to be the same for both sides. We want a representational, equal society. Is that what we want, Hollywood? Then what's right for one side has got to be right for the other. We want, as it's still funny because you'll never see it. Like, I'm Greek Cypriot, right? How many Greek Cypriot superheroes is there? How many Greek Cypriot characters is there? Do I start bitching? I suppose I'm bitching now, but I'm just giving a comparison that it's not fair, it's not equal, because you can't represent every single damn nationality. You can't, can you? But everyone's trying their best to do what they're doing. And of course, it's the loudest cultures, it's the cultures with the biggest mouths that get more represented. And like us Greek Cypriots, we're never going to get represented because we're never going to bitch. We're never going to stand in the middle of the street. We're never going to go on Twitter and accuse everyone of being racist to our culture. We're not like that. We don't give a fuck. But let's shag all your women. That's cool. Anyway, so that's the rumour right now, that Idris Elba is going to play Deathstroke, and as I say, I'm very pumped and excited for it. I am sad, and it does make me think about what might have been with Ben Affleck's The Batman, because Ben Affleck has proven with at least 2 films that he's a really good writer-director. So he's a really talented guy. But unfortunately, like most talented people in Hollywood, Ben also has issues. He has alcoholism, so he has alcohol abuse, obviously. That's made his life very difficult. I think it made him continuing within the DCEU very difficult. And it's sad. Listen, it's a sad situation. I was really looking forward to the Batman. I wish we still had this Zack Snyder universe continuing and Ben Affleck doing the Batman. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And I don't think that should be taken out on Idris Elba. I don't care about the colour of his skin. I don't think you should care about the colour of his skin. Why have I even brought up skin colour? Because it's important that we talk about these things. It's important that we talk openly about these things rather than disguising them as other things. I know you're thinking it. I know I'm thinking it. I'm fine with it because at the end of the day, Idris Elba is awesome. But at the end of the day, we are kind of doing cultural shifts now, aren't we? And that's cool and that's great. As I say, as long as it's equal on both sides. And I don't want to hear this thing that, oh, well, not enough cultures were represented 20, 30 years ago, and it was all kind of white actors, so that means white actors should have lesser roles, or men should have lesser roles than women now. No, that's not equality. That's being vindictive for the sake of being vindictive. We want to be equal, so let everyone have a crack of a whip. Of course, not every, as I say, not every culture is going to get a fair crack of the whip because there's too many of us. We can't all be bloody well represented. But as I say, they're trying their best. So, yes, I think Idris Elba, under the tutelage of James Gunn, will be a great Deathstroke. And he's obviously going to, if he's Deathstroke, he's going to be part of the DC universe, DC world of films for a long time to come. And again, that's awesome because I think, I'm not sure, I think they killed, did he come back in Endgame? I can't remember now. How did he, I can't remember how he even died in Infinity War. Oh no, he didn't come back because Thanos actually killed him, didn't he? So he's done with the MCU anyway. So he'll still make seasons of Luther. If you haven't seen Luther, you should check that out. He plays a copper on the edge, really on the edge. So basically, Idris Elba is awesome. He'll be a great Deathstroke, and I can't wait to see that. But that does get me on to quite nicely my next subject, because I'm a bit rambling in this video, and I'm sorry if I'm boring you. But it does seem that we are deconstructing what we had in Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and kind of Wonder Woman, but not so much Wonder Woman, obviously, because Gal's still Wonder Woman, and they're never going to replace her because everybody loves Gal as Wonder Woman, and everyone loves Jason Momoa as Aquaman, so that's not going to change. But definitely what we had before is being dismantled, and that kind of shows you where we are with Henry Cavill ever playing Superman again, and what's going to happen with that Flash casting. You know, we've asked the question so many times that it's boring now, and I apologise for going on about it. You know, Ezra Miller, what's going on there? It does look like a dismantlisation of what Zack Snyder created. Does that offend me or upset me? It makes me feel a little bit sad. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't make me, as a fan, want to walk away from it. It makes me feel sad because I know that Zack was going to continue giving us special films and a special franchise with all the interconnectivity that you see in the MCU, but done in a very unique, different way, in a very compelling way. Yes, dark. I don't care. I don't care about things being dark. But so that does make me feel sad, but it also makes me feel that this studio understand, although I love what Zack did, it wasn't a great selling point for the mainstream audience. I think anyone has to understand that, and that's why, as a studio, that's why they're doing it. And then you'll say to me, yeah, but look at Shazam. It only made like under 400 million. You know, why are they so happy with it? Why did they kind of green light a sequel straight away? Because they are happy with it. They're happy with the reaction. They're happy that they've made 3 or 4 times more their budget. And they're not worried about it. They never made that film. Basically, let me explain it to you in layman's terms. And again, it's a subject I've talked about but I talk about stuff I see on Twitter all day because I think it's relevant. So if it's stuff we've discussed before, I apologise. But I think we have to get these things out here because I suppose my enemies out there talking shit all day about Shazam and other stuff need to be faced down and need to be answered because they think they're clever. So I'm going to answer you. Warner Brothers never expected to make $1 billion on Shazam when its global cinematic run was over. They never expected that, right? They knew that this was an unknown character. So basically, they made a cheap movie. Again, I've explained this to you people before, but you don't seem to get it. So they made a cheap movie. Why do you think? Why do you think this is the cheapest? You people say this is the lowest box office for a DCEU movie. Also, it's the lowest box office for a DCEU movie. Sorry, let me start again because I'm rambling again. Right. This film is the lowest box office for a DCEU movie, right? We've got that much out there. But it's also the lowest budget in DCEU history. It's one of the cheapest films ever made of this genre. So although it's the lowest budget, it's also the lowest payout for the studio. That's why they're happy. They don't care. They never expected this film to make $1 billion at the box office globally. And this is what you people just refuse to understand. And this is why you don't understand about business. You don't understand about filmmaking. You don't understand about CGI tones and palettes, some of you people. But you just constantly keep on talking the same shit every day. And to be honest with you, I'm getting absolutely fed up of these people who think they know about colour palettes. And, why do I care? I'm not a mathematician. I don't care about box office. I don't have shares in any fucking studio. I'm a movie fan. I want to go and enjoy my movies. If I enjoy a movie, great. If I don't, I'm going to tell you either way. But I enjoyed Shazam. Shazam was a unique, beautiful, enjoyable, fun, dark at times, compelling, gripping film. It had everything any member of an audience should want. Why should I give a fuck what kind of money it makes? The only thing that interests me in that instance is, am I going to get more of this film I really enjoyed? Guess what? I am. So what do I care about anything else? I don't want to get my willy out and start comparing it to Kevin Feige's willy and saying, oh look, mine's bigger than yours, which it is, by the way. That's what his wife told me anyway. But anyway, so we've got to be straight here that, why are we all arguing about box office all the time when we are not the company? All you should care about in terms of box office, am I getting more of this franchise that I love, that, I'm defending all the time? Am I going to get more of this? If a film makes enough to get a sequel and this franchise carries on, that's what you should care about, and that's all you should be happy about. You shouldn't have to care about or compare box office with the MCU. You can't compare dicks with the MCU. There's no point. But the point is the MCU is a very successful franchise, but it's also not as good as everybody says it is. It's okay, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but it isn't The Godfather. Stop comparing Endgame to The Godfather because it's not, right? And that's the end of it. So, yes, Shazam is a success. The DCEU is a success because just look at the damn box office. It isn't always about records. It's, again, I'm kind of talking, it's like I'm talking to the choir sometimes, but sometimes in the comments there are a couple of people who don't really get it. So then we talk about colour palettes and, oh, it's too dark, it's too bright, it's too grey. Why are people all of a sudden in this movie generation, right, so obsessed with colour palettes? We weren't. Are you more intelligent than us? I don't think so. It's just we took movies for what they are, right? For what they were. But a lot of people in this generation are obsessed. Now, I don't mind analysing a film, but there's analysing a film and there's over-analysis. It's just got to stop. Go out there, enjoy the films, don't worry about box office, don't worry about colour palettes, sit back and enjoy your movies.